Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we are taking a closer look at something really core to, well, the American dream for many people.
Right.
That idea of owning land, it's seen as this ultimate tangible asset, something generational.
It absolutely is.
Mm.
But it's not without its complications.
Exactly. Hidden legal risks, big ones.
Yeah, and that's where our sources come in today. We're looking specifically at the American Hunting Lease Association, the AHLA,
Okay.
and how they approach asset protection. They have this product, Vacant Land Insurance.
Vacant land insurance.
Right. So our mission here is really to cut through the marketing language a bit, understand what risks they're actually highlighting for landowners.
And how this insurance, which you said is basically a general liability policy, right? How it works to counter those threats.
Precisely. It's about understanding the mechanics behind the peace of mind they're selling.
And I noticed, the AHLA material doesn't just treat land like stocks and bonds. There's this emotional angle.
Yeah, they talk about building traditions, creating memories. It connects on that deeper level.
But then, boom, they pivot straight to the reality check. This dream asset, it's exposed constantly.
Mm-hmm. They're zeroing in on the liability that just comes with owning it, even passively.
So this vacant land insurance, it's general liability coverage.
Yes, exactly. It's their tool for protecting those assets, for giving landowners that buffer against potentially catastrophic claims, things like personal injury or property damage.
Okay, let's unpack that. General liability, it's a broad term.
Yeah.
What specific claims are we talking about here? What does this AHLA policy really shield you from?
Well, the sources are clear on this. It specifically targets claims alleging bodily injury or property damage, stuff that happens on your land.
Okay, injury or damage. But there's a catch, right?
There is. And it's the absolute cornerstone of liability insurance like this. The claim must arise from the landowner's negligence.
Negligence, that's the key word.
It's the legal trigger, yes. It means someone has to argue successfully that you, the landowner, didn't use reasonable care with your property.
And that failure directly caused their injury or damage.
Exactly. The insurance is basically there in case a court, agrees with that argument. It protects you from that finding.
Okay, negligence is the trigger. Now, the part that really jumped out at me from the sources, who can make these claims?
Right. This is where it gets particularly interesting for this type of insurance.
The coverage, it says, extends to literally anyone stepping foot on your property. And they make a very specific point of distinguishing between claims brought by an invited guest versus an uninvited guest.
Yes, that invited distinction. It's absolutely critical to why this policy exists in this specialized form.
Why is that? Why emphasize the uninvited guest part so much?
Well, it drills down into the legal duty of care. The level of responsibility a landowner has, it actually varies quite a bit depending on who